Hi, I'm Johnny, and I am super excited to play Magic the Gathering Arena again. Unfortunately, I totally forgot that the release date was yesterday, so I'm playing Magic the Gathering Arena as of the 11th of February, and I am insanely excited to play some Neon Dynasty. Ever since I started playing Magic, so that would have been, what, 12, 13 years ago, 2010. I've been looking forward to this set, so I'm planning on playing the hell out of it, making a lot of decks, and probably uploading them all to YouTube. Frankly, this game wasn't a lot of fun recently. I don't like the meta, but I'm probably going to like it now because I'm going to be allowed to play a lot of fun and new innovative decks. So, to that end, I have been grinding this game a lot. As you can see, I've got $94,000. That's 94 packs. So I am just going to go open all of those, and then hopefully I will be able to start building some decks. Wait, hold up. Oh no, I'm not going to have to do this. I'm not going to have to do this 94 times, am I? Oh god, no. Well, this is certainly an effective way to take all the enjoyment out of spending money. Well, that was overwhelmingly not fun. At least in this one I can open up 10 at a time, so I'm just gonna do that. Oh shit, I misclicked. Anyways, so I am going to basically freeball this, but I'm gonna make a ninjas deck. See, that is for one specific reason, and that is because everybody is going to make a ninjas deck. So if I don't make it now, it's not going to be fringe, it's not going to be unique, and that is the only decks that I like to play. So with that, I am going to make a ninjas deck. I got no feckin' ninjas? Oh, I only have commons on. There we go. Alright, with that, I'm going to make a ninjas deck. Alright, so this is the deck. So it's pretty straightforward. The goal of the deck is to be throwing out a lot of cards, getting value off of your ninjas slash rogues, and then winning early. This is not a late game deck by any means, so you want to make sure that you're getting your turn 1 drops, your turn 2 drops, and your turn 3 drops. So the first column here is control slash protection. Fading Hope, this is excellent control slash protection. 1 mana to either remove an opponent's threat or bounce one of your cards back to hand to protect it. Spell Pierce. Spell Pierce, so this is just a counter spell. It's 1 mana. Usually going to be used to protect your creatures as you're casting them, but on occasion it can be used to removal an opponent's threat. March of the Swirling Mist, this is another great card. So what it does is, as an additional cost to cast this spell, you may exile any number of blue cards from your hand. This spell costs 2 less to cast for each card this way, up to X target creatures face out. So this has a number of uses. The first one is the most obvious. You phase out your opponent's blockers and you swing in. But it can also be used to protect yourself by phasing out their attackers. It can even be used to phase out your cards to protect them. And the fact that you can hold blue cards in hand to pay for 2 of these triggers is a pretty good ability. So this next column is my unblockables. So Network Disruptor and Thousand Face Shadow are mostly just 1-drops with flying. You're going to want to throw these out turn 1, and usually they'll be able to swing through turn 2. Sometimes your opponent's got cards like an Eye Witch, but that's alright. So usually you're going to want to be throwing these out turn 1, and then turn 2 getting your Moon Circuit Hacker or Prosperous Thief's ninjutsu trigger. Vicious Stowaway is also in this pile because he is unblockable. He's a bit of an iffy choice because he is 2 mana, so you won't be getting him out turn 1 for your curve. He's a bit better late game though because he just straight up can't be blocked even if your opponent has flyers or whatever. Additionally, he's going to be giving you dig or draw just for swinging through. Additionally, with Thousand Face Shadow, when you ninjutsu it, it will create a copy of an attacking creature. That creature will also be attacking, so that's going to be really good for creating copies of your Silver Fur Masters or your Soaring Thought Thieves, which is going to buff your creatures even more for more damage. This next pile is my turn 2 ninjutsus. So Moon Circuit Hacker is a good card. You just trigger the ninjutsu 1 and you'll get a free draw off of it. Send one of your flyers back to your hand. And when he's not being ninjutsu'd, he's just going to give you some good dig. Prosperous Thief is an insanely good card in this deck. It's going to enable every single time a ninja or rogue deals combat damage to a player, you create a treasure token. Every single card in this deck is either a ninja or a rogue. So every single time you have this out and you deal combat damage, you're going to create mana ramp, which is very strong. So this next pile is my rogues. So Soaring Thought Thief is a really great card in this deck. He's got flash, flying. Whenever they have 8 or more cards in the graveyard, all rogues you control get +1/+0. And whenever one or more rogues attack, each opponent mills 2 cards. So this card is just going to be used to buff your rogues and then hopefully help swing for lethal. So Glasspool Mimic is a great card. It's a shapeshifter rogue that's going to be entering as a copy of a creature, except it's a rogue in addition. So usually you're going to want to enter this as either Soaring Thought Thief, Silver Fur Master, or Prosperous Thief, because those are the strongest abilities you can copy. But when you're not copying it, you can also cast it as a land to, you know, let you play cards. So this next pile is Born Ninjutsu triggers. These are 2 particularly strong ones. So Biting Palm Ninja, when it enters the battlefield, it has a menace counter on it. When it deals combat damage to a player, you remove the menace counter from it. Then you get to exile a card from your opponent's hand. So that's some really strong control. You can ninjutsu it to get the Biting Palm Ninja's exile trigger immediately, or you can just cast it for the same cost, which will enter it with a menace counter, meaning usually you're going to be able to swing through with it. And Nashi Moonsage's Sign is also an insanely strong card. So when it deals combat damage to player, you exile the top card of each player's library, and until end of turn you may play one of those cards. If you cast a spell this way, pay life equal to its mana value rather than paying its cost. So what's going to happen with this card is you're going to ninjutsu it for 4, it's going to hit, you're going to exile a card from both your library and your opponent's library. Generally, you're going to lose 2 or 3 life to get a free card from your library onto the battlefield. But sometimes you get a land, and hopefully if you've gotten a land from your library, you've got a decently playable card from your opponent's. This next pile is my Ninja's Tribal. So Silver Fur Master is one of the strongest cards in the deck. Ninjutsu abilities you activate cost 1 less to activate. That's incredibly synergetic and strong. And other ninja and rogue creatures you control get +1/+1. So every single creature in this deck is either a ninja or a rogue, so that's going to give every other creature +1/+1. That's going to be super strong, especially when you're copying it with Thousand Face Shadow. It's going to be a very powerful card in the deck. Kaito Shizuki is a ninja tribal planeswalker. So first of all, at the beginning of your end step, if Kaito Shizuki enter the battlefield this turn, he phases out. So that means you don't have to worry about protecting him at all after you cast him for the first turn. His +1 ability is draw a card, then discard a card unless you attack this turn. You're pretty much only ever going to use that if you've attacked this turn. -2 creates a 1/1 blue ninja creature token with this creature can't be blocked. So that's going to be used to either get a free ninjutsu trigger, get the free draw card, or just swing with it because you're going to often be buffing your ninjas a lot. His ultimate ability is you get an emblem with whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, search your library for a blue or black creature card, put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle. You're pretty much never going to get this out in a game, but if you do, you essentially win. You're going to be throwing out all of your Soaring Thought Thieves, you're going to be throwing out all your Silver Fur Masters, and pumping all of your creatures to absolute hell. Then I've just got lands. My land base isn't particularly good because I didn't want to spend too many wild cards on this. I'm planning on building a whole bunch of other Kamigawa decks in the future. So if you were to build this deck yourself, well, first of all, let me reiterate, this deck probably isn't going to be very good. It's day 1. I don't honestly know how to build the set. I'm just playing around with it now. But if you do want to build this deck, first of all, I would say just take inspiration, don't copy it card for card, and definitely add more Clearwater Pathways, and make sure you add a play set of Shipwreck Marshes. because that is a good dual land. A couple of cards on my sideboard I have here are just cards that I was considering, but didn't choose to add to the deck. So Merfolk, Rin, Robber, 1/1 with flying, same as Network Disruptor, 1,000 Face Shadow. It's got a little bit less value than both of them, so I don't have it, but it is a rogue, so you're going to be able to buff it later game. And if you're finding you have a hard time hitting your 1-drops, adding a playset of these would definitely increase your odds of that. Typhoid Rats is another card I was considering. It's 1/1 with Death Touch, so also that's generally going to swing through because people don't often like taking the trades with Death Touch. And later game, you can hold it back as a chump blocker to deter your opponents from swinging with their bigger threats. I don't have it because early game, your opponents might have a whole bunch of cards like Shambling Ghast or Eye Witch that Typhoid Rats just is not going to be able to swing through if they've got. I was considering Grazilax, Ithliid Scholar, because whenever one of our creatures you control deals combat damage to a player, draw a card, but at the end of the day, I just don't think it's too worth it. Another card I was looking at is Zarasan, the Trickster, because he is a rogue, which is our tribal, and he's got rogue-ish ninjutsu, so you're going to be able to throw him out. He's got a pretty strong ability depending on your opponent's deck. And of course, as always, I will have a deck list in the description if you want to check that out. Let's play a couple games. Alright. So, this would be a great hand if I had Biting Palm Ninja traded out for like an island, but I don't, so let's mull. Okay, this isn't terrible. I mean, I'm gonna drop Soaring Thought Thief, yeah, because I don't have the black. So as you can see, I'm actually only in silver for my ranking. So me playing this right now is not going to be proof that this deck is particularly good. And frankly, I don't necessarily think that it is. Me doing this is mostly just showing you how to play the deck, as opposed to proving that it is a good deck. Yeah, so that's an amazing top deck, because not only is it a really strong card in the deck, it's going to give me targets for both of my Glasspool Mimics, which otherwise were pretty dead in the water. So here I think I'm more interested in keeping the Biting Palm Ninja, because throwing the Glasspool Mimic down as my Silver for Master is, although strong, not as strong as necessarily. And now that I've got my second Silver for Master, it's definitely worth it to go for the Biting Palm Ninja just for strictly damage. Interesting. Alright, so I am going to Glasspool Mimic, copying another Silver Fur. Swinging in with another 4 unblockable. And yeah, I'll bounce Suspicious Stowaway. Oh, that was the wrong play. I should have bounced Network, but that's alright. Yeah, you can also not have that card. So all my ninjas are getting additional, so I'm gonna create my unblockable ninja. That way I can basically guaranteed swing for lethal next turn. So he does gain 4 off of his Leech Gauntlet. He can gain 6 if he buffs it with Luminarch. Nope, he chose to buff his Luminarch. So we'll see how he plays this. So, alright. Not bad. I do not like this hand at all. It's not bad because I have Network Disruptor turn 1 and Fading Hope. But not much to do off of it. Okay, that's a lot better. Hell yeah, I'll keep. I'll drop a Swamp because honestly, I don't need the mana. It might feel bad and I might come to regret this, but that's my choice. But no, as I was saying, I've been looking forward to this set for a long time. So I am planning on making a whole bunch of decks with this. I'm thinking next deck I'm going to make will be... oh, that was a mistake. The next deck that I make is going to be Azorius Vehicles, because that is also a really fun deck that I think. But I had to make Dimir Ninjas first, because I feel like a lot of people are going to be making them. Do I actually care about the one? I may as well. Just gets rid of a blocker. But a lot of people are going to be making Dimir ninjas soon, so I want to get it out of the way while it's still fresh and unique. I'll tap his treasure. Now he can't sack it. Oh, he did. What has he got for 1 black? Wait. Alright. Nice play. So this is one of the issues that I've kind of been finding with this deck, is that sometimes I do not have a lot of mana. So I'm just gonna full swing. Soaring Thought Thief has flash, so that way I will be able to flash in a surprise blocker, and I can also Fading Hope a creature if I need to. That's alright, so I'm gonna be swinging in for 6 next turn, because... Nope, I'm going to be swinging in for 9. That's going to trigger, giving all of my rogues +2/+2. +2/+0, rather. Swinging in for 9. Right now I've got March of the Swirling Mist as much as I need for it. So chances are I win on my next turn. Yep. And now there should be no way that I lose. Good game. It's always a pleasure seeing people who actually let me swing it out, because I find that most people just surrender as soon as they're gonna lose. And it's like, I see where you're coming from and I don't really care, but you know, let me have my fun. Alright, so how do I like this hand? It's a very slow hand for sure. It's a very slow hand. I'm not sure how much I like it because of how slow it is. I do have ways... You know what? I'm gonna keep it because although it's very slow and generally you do not want to keep slow hands, I do have a couple of routes I can play with this. So I'm gonna go for silver for Master, because that way I can get the Moon Circuit Hacker Ninjutsu. So I'm not sure if this guy's playing Mill or what, but it's alright. I've got a good card now. So I'll swing, he gets chumped, it's alright. I'm just giving the swing so I can get my Kaito +1. So next turn, I'm probably going to Nashi Moonstage's Scion. Interesting. So this guy is playing Dimir Rogue. That's actually a pretty good deck. Unlike this one. But no. So change of plans. Soaring Thought Thief. Bounce it. Don't want that, to be honest. Swing. Biting Palm Ninja. Ninjutsu. Probably just get rid of the Soaring Thought Thief, but if there's a better card in his hand, there is not. Now that is a good card. See, I don't really care. I'm gonna full swing. If he doesn't block, then yeah, I'm gonna Nashi Moonsage. That's a hard choice. That's a... Well, I'll get my draw, see what comes of it. Alright, I'll throw that one down. I will trade the Merfolk Wind Robber if it comes to it. Never mind. Nighthawk, so that's an annoying card. That's fine though. I really do wish I had blue mana right about now. I'm gonna Network Disruptor. Tap his Network Disruptor and then swing with Nashi, and if he trades them, that's alright because I've got another one in hand. And if he doesn't trade them, then that's also alright because I get the good trigger. Alright, so that's fine. That absolutely sucks, but at least I get blue. So Kaito dies next turn either way, so I guess I'll just take this. I'll throw out both Silver Fur and Biting Palm Ninja. This way, if he swings with Nighthawk, I can double block with my network disruptors and kill it. Alright, so how do I play this? I'm taking 6 next turn unless I remove Soaring Thought Thief. So I can Glass Pool and Mimic, copying silver for creating 3, 6, 7, or 5, 11, 16. Just barely not enough from the looks of things. Huh, it looks like I barely lose this one. That's unfortunate. I'll just activate that. I know something you don't know. I might win off of that, actually. Oh, well, I'm not going to do the math. I'm too lazy. Let's just hope for the best. Wait, did he not block anything? He could have... Hey, I'll take the win! I will take the win. I think he could have won that, but I'm looking at the waiting server now, so I can't analyze it and do the math. Yeah, hi, editing Johnny here. I've done the math, and he 100% wins this. Literally, all he had to do was block my Koshi Moonsage's Scion with his Suspicious Stowaway, and then win. But yeah, again, I'll take any win I can get. Alright. Yeah, so that guy wasn't actually... He was playing Dimir Rogues, which is a very similar deck to this. Initially, I had had it set as solely Dimir Ninjas, but there isn't a lot of support for ninjas because it's only in this one set. So I did eventually splash the Rogues, which is alright because my goal is to try and climb as high as I possibly can with all Kamigawa-based decks, and it is still mostly ninjas in my deck. Other decks that I've been looking to build are vehicles, modify... I'm gonna mold this. Vehicles, modify... Oh, Jesus Christ. I hate mulling twice, but this is... Alright, I'll keep it because I should get Kaito. Wow, this sucks. No, I keep getting sidetracked. I'm planning on building vehicles, modify. I want to try 5-color dragons tentatively. I've been looking at an interesting deck in Simic using Tameo. Overall, I think that I'm going to have a lot of fun. Because honestly, I haven't been having a lot of fun recently playing this game because it always just kind of feels like every single deck I play against is always just control or white life gain aggro. It's just, I haven't been enjoying this game a lot, but with this new set, A, I've been having a lot of fun with a new deck myself, but B, I've also found that a lot of people are also trying out new things, which is fun. I shouldn't have swung with Prosperous Thief. I don't know what I was doing there. Yeah, one of the decks that I think is going to be the most fun to try and build is going to be 5-color dragons, because I'm not sure if it's going to be viable at all whatsoever, because, you know, alright, that's not going to hit. Because 5-color dragons, it's going to be so expensive and hard to play. So I'm considering Glasspool and Mimic as Prosperous Thief, because that's going to be... I am actually going to do it, because that's going to give me crazy, crazy mana. Oh my god, I did it again, but that's fine. No, because now I'm going to get 2 treasure tokens every single turn off of my Thousand Face Shadows hitting. Nice. Alright, so he conceded. I was actually not going to play Suspicious Stowaway there because I don't think it would have been as strong as saving the treasure token. I'll play another one. This is a fun deck. I keep saying that I'm going to stop, but then I keep playing again because I actually am having fun for once playing this game. This is so weird. Alright, I think I'll keep that because I've got the March of Swirling Mist for protection, Network Disruptor turn 1, Soaring Thought Thief turn 2. It's got a good curve. I'm going to have to hope that I draw into something that can bridge me to the mid-game. Or hopefully his deck is just so bad that he doesn't do anything. That would also work. Glasspool Mimic, that's a good card because I'm going to copy it as Soaring Thought Thief, enabling me to have +2/+0 on all of my creatures. Well, all of my rogues at least, but that is all of my current creatures. Right, so I'm gonna throw out Soaring Thought. I could also go Suspicious Stowaway, but I'm gonna throw out Soaring Thought Thief. It's a bit of a risky play. He's got mana open, but I'm in silver, so I can make risky and dumb plays. This'll start milling him so I can actually pop, so I can actually get my value off of it soon. Alright, so that's not a hard choice. It's not a bad card, I'm just not sure if it's worth it for 3 mana. Give him the treasure, I don't care. It just guarantees that, once I start throwing out ground creatures, I don't have to worry about it. So he's got 4 in library, so if I Glasspool Mimic my Soaring Thought Thief this turn, it will actually instantly enable the +2/+0. At high level play, if you're gonna play this deck, oh, that sucks. But at high level play, if you want to play this deck, you have to be more conservative. I just like throwing out cards wantonly because I can do that. I'm in silver. And most people's deck in here aren't very good. Mine included, I might add. But I digress. Interesting. So yeah, I'm not gonna let that stick. I'm not gonna let that stick one bit. No thank you. Do I care about the one? I certainly do not. Agadeem. See, if I had the black, I would definitely cast it, but I don't, so I'm just gonna enter it tapped. I'm gonna get rid of March of the Swirling Mist, because I definitely want Fading Hope to get rid of his Gingy. And yeah, next turn I'll be able to Thousand Phase Shadow. He's probably gonna get the 2 mana one that gets a land. Yep. Like clockwork. Like clockwork? Very predictable. Nice, I've got another Fading Hope. That guy is never going to get his, Gingy out. He is never getting it out. Honestly, if I had to make a guess based off of how people play this game, I'm gonna bet that as soon as I Fading Hope his dragon next turn, he's just gonna scoop. He's just gonna instantly concede the game. But, I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Yeah, alright. Moment of truth. Wait, no, if he doesn't just instantly concede, I still win, so. Alright. Mad respect to him. Honestly, I have a lot of respect for anybody who just doesn't concede. You know, like I said, let me have my fun. Alright then, with that, I've made it to gold with this deck. I'm probably just going to leave it at gold for now, because I'm going to be looking to making, yeah, Azorius Vehicles deck now. I'm going to have a lot of fun seeing how far I can actually get with my Ninjas deck. Yeah, so, I mean, I'm recording this on the 11th, so hopefully I can have this uploaded by the 12th. Yeah, and with that, thanks for watching, I guess. See ya.